Hello everybody, and welcome back to my 100% walkthrough of Elden Ring by Level Up Pub Gaming. So, in the last episode we started going through caves and actually fighting some bosses on the world map. And I am here, real quick, at the outskirts of the town that we fought the Tibia Mariner in, because I'm just going to do this 3 times. There are 2 skeletons that have the grave scythe that I want, and I'm just going to take out these 2. I'm just hoping to get the grave scythe. Let's see if we can get it. I don't know if I got it from him. So there's another one up over here. So I'm going to give that guy a shot, and I'm going to try it 2 more times after that. And I'm going to do that at the beginning of every episode until I finally get it, and I recommend you do that every single time that you hop on to play the game. I recommend that you just come down over here, if you're on the strength side of things, that is. So that you're following what I'm doing to the T, and you're picking the same class and leveling everything up. Excuse me, I'm sorry, there's some noise coming from outside my window, and I wasn't too sure what it is, and it's just raining super duper hard. So, yeah, I just hearing some thud. It's kind of a pretty late at night, so just double checking that nobody was walking around my window, trying to sneak in or something. So, apologies about that. That was very weird. I did not know it was going to start raining, especially so hard that you can hear it with headphones on while playing a game, so yeah, that was just really weird. Apologies. So, as I was saying, I recommend that every time you hop on to play a little bit, that you start off your gaming session just coming up here. Unfortunately, hunt down these poor turtles. And just try and take out these 2 skeletons, the one over in the ruins and then the one right here, the first one that pops up, because they have the grave scythe that we want. This guy right here. Go ahead and take him down. See if he drops the sword. Oh, no such luck. So I'm just going to do that 2 more times. I'm going to keep doing that until one of them drops a grave scythe. I should say I'm going to keep doing that at the beginning of each episode until one of them does. Because that grave scythe is going to be the weapon that I will be using when I switch, or when we go over into the next part of the landmass, which is called Lakes of Lydia. Can I have your scythe, please? No dice. Will take these turtles out pretty quick, so I'm gonna sit there and keep whacking them, breaking my heart. Like I said, this is how we make haste in the game, is with these turtlenecks, so they're super important, super vital. These guys are still looking for me. Where'd he go? There he is. Get him. Torrent is too fast for you guys. Go down, try the one in the ruins, and if we don't get it, we'll give it one more shot. When I get a certain Ash of War, there's a certain Ash of War called Sword Dance that is just perfect for the scythe. So when I get that Ash of War, I'm going to switch over and start using the scythe. But until then, I'm just going to be using the Bloodhound's Fang, and in a little while. Ooh, is this it? There it is, you guys. Oh man, yeah, we got it. Alright. That was some severe luck right there. I'm glad that I haven't got to make you guys sit through me trying that every single episode. Got it on the first try. Alright, so let's go ahead and go on back down to the catacombs that we were at in the last episode, the Murkwater catacombs, because we're going to work our way up the river and into an invasion. That was very lucky. I can't believe I got it. So yeah, when I get that Ash of War, as we move into the Lakes of Lernia, I will switch over to that weapon, and I'll be using it for quite a while. Because it's a very good weapon, especially with Sword Dance Ash of War. Very awesome. So, go ahead and get your physic ready. So, the person that's going to attack us, he has a knife that has blood loss on it. And that blood loss will go through your shield, so you can't block it. Well, you can. You can block the physical damage that his knife does, but you will not block the blood loss from building up. It's always going to build up through a shield. So it's always best to dodge this guy and not block him, because his knife attacks are insanely fast. He just 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, and the blood loss will build up way quicker than you can imagine. So you don't want to block him. You want to dodge him. But unfortunately, his weapon art for his knife is he will throw these little blades of blood at you that will build up blood loss very quickly. And just 1 or 2 hits with it, and you're probably going to die. So, that being said, I'm just running around circles so these blobs don't hurt me while I'm talking to you guys about what we're about to face. That being said, what we're going to want to do is, I'm pretty sure the Bloodhound's Fang can make pretty quick work of him. I guarantee you this guy will heal. I know the first 2 NPCs we fought, and I said they would heal, but they didn't. I guarantee you this guy will. But we can fight him, but then after about, I'd say like 15 seconds maybe 20, there's going to be a little surprise in the fight that I don't want to spoil for you guys. So we just have to wait for a little bit, and then something's going to happen in the middle of the fight. So I'm just going to try and avoid him until that thing happens. So go ahead and drink your flask right here. Go ahead and eat a pickled turtleneck. And we're going to get knocked off Tori in a second. So like I said, I'm just going to dodge this guy. I might swipe him a few times, but we're just going to wait. He's aggressive too. See how quick his little swipes are? And then once he'll start, there it is. He'll start throwing blood blades at you. And they do some serious blades. See that? That was already halfway built up for my blood loss, just for 1 hit.
The end is nigh. You.
Oh, jeez.
And your cessblood.
And there it is. Finally an NPC to heal. And that is a hunter that has come in to help us. So if you just wait long enough, somebody will come in to help us with this fight. There it is. Go ahead and bow to this one hunter that has now disappeared. We get the guy's knife. With this objective accomplished, Bloody Finger Hunter Yura returned to his world. Kind of interesting. So we're going to go ahead and come down in here into this cave and grab the grace and sit down at it, and then we're going to come back out of the cave. And then we'll come back in and clear it out. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and sit down. And run back on up out of the cave. And where those jellyfish were right under the cliff is where we're going to head to, right back towards the catacombs. And as you can see, jellyfish are no longer there for some reason. See how the jellyfish are gone? That's because the guy that just helped us is here.
Just joining the fray. Tarnished. Well, you fought Nerijus and survived. That alone deserves commendation. I'm Yura, hunter of bloody fingers, tarnished, held in thrall by cessblood. Zealots, who stalk their own. You stay the path. You're certain to face more of them. Just remember, no kinship with their ilk remains. madness precludes it. Don't let your emotions stay your blade. One last word of warning. Stay clear of Agheel Lake. The great dragon roosts there, and it's as fearsome as it is majestic. So, unless you're mad, or wish to be burned alive, stay clear of the lake.
And that is why I have been telling you to stay away from the lake.
Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again, if fate permits.
And then once you sit down at a site of grace, he will disappear and move back over to where we first saw him. And over by the lake, and the jellyfish will come back into that little crevice down there. So let's go ahead and go back into this cave. This is a very, very short cave. I mean, just painfully short. So be careful coming in, because there are some bells on the ground. And if you ring them, a bunch of little tiny soldier guards are going to come screeching at you with knives. So see these guys over there? Let's go ahead and draw him out. I actually hope this guy drops his hood. I really like their hoods. But there is the bell right there. And I think there might be one. Yeah, right there. So just walk in between them and go ahead and aggro this guy. But either way, if you ring the bell or not, these guys are going to see you as soon as you come near this opening over here. And they're just going to rush out and start fighting you anyways. So just go ahead and pull them out one at a time if you can. Hopefully that guy dropped his hood. Ooh! Guess they throw poison bombs, so be careful. There's more down there, so. So yeah, if we had hit the bell, all these guys would come running up at once. And then we just sneak down, take out the last guy. And that's all of them. Go ahead and grab the chest real quick. Oh, I did not realize there were exploding barrels here. See, I'm learning something new about the game every time I play it. So I guess you can just walk up and shoot that barrel right there and blow those guys up. Not sure how I've never noticed that before. Aw, no hood. Didn't this guy drop an item over here? No? Oh, I thought he did. So yeah, if you run into this, they're all gonna come out. Some cave moss over here. And that is the end of the cave. And the boss is over here. Now this boss is sort of a gimmick. Kind of a joke. If this is your first Souls game, as it was for me, you're not going to understand who this guy is. But I guess From Software has put this guy in every single one of their games. From the very first one to this one right here. So I'm not going to spoil his name or anything like that. But we're going to put on a weapon that isn't going to do any bleed damage. I'm going to go ahead and two-hand this. Make sure I can use it. Okay, good. So we don't want to kill this guy. Do not use any bleed on him, because we do not want to actually take him down. If we take him down, we're going to lose out on so much. So make sure you're using a weapon that has no bleed on it. We're just going to dodge him. Now he's going to spit some stuff at us, and it's not going to do anything. It's not going to take any. We're not going to take any damage. So you might be confused at what it is. It is a perfume bottle that lowers your. Excuse me. It lowers the attack power of your weapons. It's supposed to be acid that gets on your weapons and immediately rusts it. So it just goes away after a while, but that's what he is spitting at us. You can hit him while he's spitting it out. It's safe to hit him. You gotta dodge him. He's got a spear and a shield, so he'll block you and counter and poke you really, really fast. And you can't block him because he will kick you. The kick ability, which I'll showcase sometime. If you're trying to block his pokes, he will then kick you. That's the Ash of War that he has on his spear. And if he kicks you, he will then repost you. Just like we do when we do critical hits, he will do that to you, and you will die. So all we need to do is just really dance around him, hit him a couple of times, and you'll see what happens. So he's not in here. You can walk around for a second, he won't show up. But if you come over here and open up this chest...
Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh?
Meat patches.
You scheming little thief. The gods demand repentance.
Oh.
Cough up your coin. All of it.
So he was just about to blow the stuff at us. Do not repost him. If you get a chance to do a critical on him, if you stagger him, do not do it.
Wait, please. I surrender. White flag and all.
Don't hurt him. After he does that, leave him alone.
Well, finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a lady of reason, through and through. Well, what do you know? You're tarnished, like me. Now, how did I get that wrong? I took you for a Demi Human or some such. An innocent mistake, I assure you. Well, water under the bridge. Now we're squared up. How about we play nice from now on?
Go ahead and forgive him.
A true lady of reason. Just what I like about you. I'm Patches. Patches the Untethered. Tarnished like you, only free-spirited. Nomadic, you might say. Only for now, those retired soldiers turned bandits. They're paying for my gruel. In exchange for my, well, showing them the ropes. But honestly, this looting racket is bloody terrifying. Frankly, I'm ready to wash my hands clean. Maybe set up a legitimate shop. So don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time. Don't forget to pop back for another visit, friend. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the start of the cave and sit down. Then we're going to come back here. I told you at the start of the game, in the first episode, that we will not attack any NPC except for 2. He is one of them, and we're going to do that right now. So this is the first part in the game where we're actually going to attack a friendly NPC and get them to aggro. So sit back down. Just ignore these guys now. It doesn't matter if the bell rings and they chased you. For some odd reason, they will stop chasing you as soon as you get into Patch's little arena. So, now that we're in here, we're safe. See, they stop. And they just never come in here for some reason. So, if we open up this, it's a transporter that's going to take us into the woods, but we're going to do that in a second. The first thing we're going to do is don't even talk to him. Just walk up, and we're going to hit him 3 times and aggro him. Then we're going to let him take us down to almost nothing, and you'll see what happens, and then we're going to let him actually kill us. So don't worry, the runes will be right here. We'll be able to come back and get them.
What's wrong with you? It's hard of hearing, are
Alright,
we?
now he's aggroed.
Fine.
I'll go ahead and let him hit us.
You'll get what's coming. Don't go thinking I'm a soft touch.
So we're going to let him hit us a couple more times. I think we need to be a little bit lower in health. Okay, that's good. Maybe I gotta take one more hit.
Last chance to
Okay, there we
surrender,
go.
mate. Grovel, and I'll forgive you.
And there we go. We got a new one called Extreme Repentance. I'll go ahead and let him take you down.
Snow on the uptake, eh?
Now, this is the only instance also in the game where you're allowed to attack an NPC, aggro them, and you do not have to perform the ritual that you will learn about later in the game that fixes it when you aggro an NPC. So he is the only one where we can aggro him, and now we come back. Oh, yeah, there we go. And now we come back. And he's calm and friendly.
Well, nice of you to drop in finally. It's all a bit ad hoc, but I'm sure you'll find something. And welcome to Patch's Emporium, where you won't need a refund, because everything's top-notch.
Let's go ahead and run out his dialogue real quick.
Yeah, I had those bandits make a clean break. Now they're all suppliers, and good ones at that. I mean, they don't understand a word I'm saying, but it hardly matters. We have a natural connection. They're all foot soldiers, survivors of a defeated army, worked to the bone by their high and mighty lord, only to be thrown out with the rubbish. It's the same old story everywhere I go. To hell with it all. Wondering what's inside the treasure chest. Well, it's nothing too special. Just something I'm saving as thanks for a very valuable customer. But then again, it would fetch some spectacular coin. And besides, this valuable customer could be a long time coming. Huh? Everything is give and take. Give and take.
Okay, so we'll come back to a shop in a second after we actually pick up our runes and open the chest to show you where it takes you. Now, it's going to scare you because of where it takes you and what you see as soon as the trap is done, but we're just going to run away on Torrent very quickly and then come back here.
Well, well, well. I should have known, you scheming little thief. The gods demand vengeance! Vengeance!
And the ever-loving Patches drops us right next to a rune bear. Let's go ahead, hop up on Torrent, and run for your life. Alright, rune bear didn't notice us, so we're going to go ahead and, since we're at this Erdtree, pick up some of these holy flowers for some holy pots that we're going to need later. And then we will teleport back over to Patches and talk to him one more time. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, forgot. You gotta go sit down and decide grace first. My apologies. I forget, when you go through those transporter traps, they block you out of fast travel until you sit down at a site of grace, so let's go run over to the third church. That's just a small bear. Not the big ones. All the big ones are on the other side of the woods. So we'll be safe on this side. Oh, goodness. I actually was running on the wrong side. That was a grace right over here. Could have sworn I was on the other side of the woods. I was close. So, as you can tell, just right down over here in this pond, there's a sleeping rune bear and then another rune bear. And they're guarding some items. I think there might be an arteria leaf down there, but it's not worth to get it. We can come back later when we can take down those bears in just a couple of hits, because right now they will, yeah, they'll mess us up. Okay, we'll sit back down, then we'll go talk to Patches. Let's go on back to his cave. And the reason we went through that trap and did that was because we get one more gesture from him. So we got 3 gestures, all from Patches. So let's come down in here. And then talk to him.
Ah, oh, Ryan, you're alive. Oh, you had me proper scared, puffing away in a flash like that. Well, maybe it's a sign to keep your mitts off what's not rightly yours, hmm? But I'll forgive you. View it as a learning experience. At any rate, it's just nice to see you safe. Ooh, don't miss all the bargains here at Patch's Emporium.
And so we got the calm down gesture. Alright, let's go ahead and sell him our faded earth. Oh, I don't have any. Haha. Just kidding. Never mind. So, Patches has the next item that we need for the next rune dump that we're going to do. And then we're going to go ahead and buy his cookbook. This dagger, as you can see, its skill is actually parry. But the parry frames on the parry dagger is some of the worst in the game. But it is fun to parry with the knife. But it's really for after you get really good at parrying. Because it's, yeah, not easy. So, we'll come back a little bit later when we have more runes to buy his stone sword key. He's actually going to move to a different location. This is a talisman that will keep you from losing your runes. So you put it on in your talisman slot, and then when you die, instead of losing your runes, you lose this talisman instead. So kind of useful. But what we are going to come back to buy from Patches very soon is this rock right here, Margit Shackle. So we're going to end up fighting a boss that the shackle, a fetish bathed in golden magic. Shackles were used to bind the accursed people called the Omen, and these were made to keep a particular omen under strict confinement. Though faint, these shackles still retain vestiges of power, enough to trap the once bound Margit on Earth, if only for a short time. So there's a special item that the developers put in to help with a boss because people were struggling with the boss so much. And it will pull the boss down to the ground for about 3 seconds, allowing you to get off a couple of hits, and you can only use it twice. But you can use it every time you go in to fight the boss, but you can only use it twice every time you fight him. So we'll be coming back for that because it'll help us in that boss fight when we actually get there. Excuse me. So, alright, let's get on out of here. We took out the Invader. What is this? I can't see. Oh. There we go. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to come in through here. We're going to wrap around and go talk to Yura one more time. And then we are going to fight that dragon. Fun stuff. My first dragon of the game. This dragon isn't too difficult. It's pretty bearable, but some of the other dragons in the game, man, they just, whew, they're not fun to fight. They're cool. They're really cool enemies, you know, and all, but just some of them can be a real pain. Okay, we've got some skeletons over here. Just a couple loots to pick up. Go ahead and give them all the what for. Ooh, 2 for 1. And then there's a bunch up there. They're gonna drop down as soon as we come over here to pick up these loots. So there's down torrent. Ow. Punk. Fall down on me. Watch your fall. Much. So these little things are called land squirts, just like the ones over in the little pond at the beginning when we were in the first episode running around farming stuff while we're fighting the tree sentinel. So there's a group of them over here, so like a bunch of them all together, and I'm going to show you a little trick to take them all out at once. It's a Trina lily in the middle of this little island right here. Go ahead and grab that. Go over here and sneak up on this. Oh, do you see us? Oh, Lord. It's like, how do you... He's just on patrol, so go ahead and sneak up. Oh, no. Can you not sneak up on these guys? Oh, I stood up on accident. That's why. What does it say? Well, he still sees us. I don't know if I can sneak up on this guy. Yeah, I don't think I can. That's interesting. And what do I do? He just keeps turning with me. That's really weird. Alright, here we go. Man, that sword. It's just too good. Yeah, guess you can't sneak up on that crab. Not too sure why. It's really weird. But over there is where we got the Unsheath Ash of War, so don't need to go over there. And we already cleared out the runes and got the Twin Blade. So what we're going to do now is we're going to craft some poison darts. So we don't need many, just need 10. Go ahead and equip that. And we just need to poison one of these guys right here. See how they're all grouped up next to each other? So if we go ahead and switch to our poison darts, go ahead and lay into him. There it is. Once he starts spewing out poison, just watch what happens. He blew up, and now all the rest of them are getting poisoned. And they blow up too. So whenever you see a group of these guys all bunched together, usually guarding an item, and you want to get to that item, just go ahead and throw a couple of poison darts or a poison pot or a poison arrow, any poison, and you just don't kill them. You have to just poison them while they're still alive, and then they will get over poisoned and freak out and then blow up. So really, really cool. Go ahead and stay away from that island. We're going to come back and fight the dragon in a second. But before we do that, we're going to come over here and talk to Yura. Stay away from the ruins because you don't want to bring the dogs out. I'm going to go take down this Cave Mortier real quick just because I want to see if I can get his armor. I'm still trying to get their armor set because it's really cool. Can I have your armor, dude, please? Come back here. Jeez. See how vicious that is, you guys? Oh, I hate you guys. Where are you? There you go. Armor? Nah, just raisins. No such luck.
I give you fair warning to stay clear of Agheel Lake and known dragon roost. Don't be a fool. Turn back before it's too late. Don't be a fool.
So, now that we've talked to him, he's warned us, we are going to go fight the dragon and die. Let's see, got 4,000 runes. So let's go buy stuff first. It's not enough to justify going to get a level up, so we're just going to go visit some merchants and buy some supplies.
Always. Goodbye.
And some poison arrows. Like I said, the kookaries I'm going to hold off on buying because we're going to get a lot of them from farming the vulgar militiamen whenever we go up to get supplies. So I'm going to start loading up on poison arrows.
Unusually this.
And they're expensive, so really only buying a few at a time. But we just want to get to like maybe 300. Okay, now that we're all cleared out on runes, let's go fight a dragon, you guys. So go ahead and go to Seaside Ruins. It's going to be the closest one to the dragon. But then there's going to be a Stake America near the actual dragon itself that we can use when we do die. And there's a reason that we need to die to the dragon. Oh, you. I'm not gonna bother. Okay, so there's the Stake of America that we're gonna revive next to. Thought I heard him laugh. Thought he was gonna smack into me. So, no use in trying to save the surprise anymore. It's a dragon that we're gonna fight, but just watch this because it's really cool. So, gonna show you its moves. It's gonna do a tail swipe. It's got some stomps it does with its feet. You want to stay under its feet. You can go towards its head and try and attack its head. That's where it'll take the most damage, but also it'll try and bite you, and it can pick you up. And its bite does a lot of damage. So it's much better just to treat it like any other large creature that you fight and run toward its feet and try giving it charged attacks to stagger it. Bleed is really good, so is Frost against it. When it rises up in the air, it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to slam back down into the ground with its feet, aiming directly for you. You have to just roll at the very last second. Or if you see fire start to come out of its mouth, you need to hop on Torrent and run either away from it or towards it to get under it, because it's about to blow out a huge thing of fire, and that will do some serious damage. So, like I said, I'm not going to kill it. I'm just going to showcase, what the battle is like, and then let it kill me for a certain reason, and then we will come back and actually take it down. I'm not even going to summon anything. There it is. Oh, jeez, look at how much damage that did. Just knocked him into me. Tail swipe hit me. Does a lot of damage. So like I said, next to his head, you can go up and does a lot of damage, but you also are going to get swiped at to get bit. So it's better to just go towards his feet. He's going to try and stomp you, because he knows you're there. Or he's going to try and bite you. So you just really have to time things. Stay away from the foot that rises up, because it's going to slam down. If he knows he's behind you, he's going to do a tail swipe. Okay. And I'm just going to wait till he rises up in the air, and I'm going to let him take me down. Okay, so here's the first fire. Try and run to the side so you can get behind him, and then he'll just be spewing at nothing, and you can walk up and hit him in the foot. Just like that. So now he's going to rise up in the air. We'll see what he does. No, okay, he's doing the fire one. So just got to run away from the area that he's blown his fire. Wait for him to slam back down. There he is. Okie dokie. Let's see if he can do his foot slam. Try and get him to do that. Yeah, he does a ton of damage, He hits hard. Just got to roll at the last second with whatever he's throwing at you. Tail swipe. And stay unlocked from him, because if you lock on, the camera's not going to do what you want, and it's going to just go like this. So it's really easy to try and fight these creatures with camera locked on. Just go ahead and stay unlocked. Just pay attention to what he's doing and dodge his attacks. I just want to do one more where he rises up and slams down. I'm going to let it hit me. This one right here. Oh, didn't do that much damage. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said before, and I'm going to let him take me down. Grab it. Hey, roll fruit. Nice. There's some more items. I'll go ahead and grab them while he kills me. So I'll show you how much fire damage the fire attacks do. Where's he at? Oh, look at that. And it'll hit you again as you stand up. So yeah, brutal damage. But there's a reason that I want you to die to the dragon. I want you to die to him too, and then revive next to the Stake America. If you can kill him, go ahead. But if you're struggling, don't worry. It's okay to die to him, because when you die to him, this will happen. So he's there now, and he can see us after we get to a certain point, and he will attack us. But if we come over, where is it? Where is it? Might be better if I make this nighttime so I can see where it's at. Where in the world? Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. We have to go and talk to him first. That's right. Forgetting my steps here. My apologies. I have to do one more step. So now the dragon is there. He's not going to fly in every single time. One more thing to do. Go back up and talk to Yura again. After you've died to the dragon. This only happens after you die to the dragon.
You bloody half-wit. Picking a fight with a dragon. Well, I can tell you want to see it through. Seems I'm forever crossing paths with hotheads like you. I can tell you want to... Fools will be...
So, now that he has scolded us, we come over and sit back down at this grace. I'm gonna make it nighttime. And the reason why is because it'll be easier to see what we need to see. Supplies again. Okay. Come on back down over to where that Stake America is, so go ahead and run behind the ruins. Over onto this side. Grab that herba. Oh, I'm so sorry, turtle. Oh. Now, the Stake America, where we revived. Come over here. There it is. There it is. We can summon Yura to help us with this fight as well. And on top of summoning Yura, we can also do another summon. And the one that I'm going to choose is not the doggos. I'm going to choose the jellyfish in hopes that it will poison the dragon. It also floats in the air, so it has the highest chance of being able to dodge the attacks. The doggos are probably going to get scorched pretty quick. So the dragon can't see us from here. I know it looks like it can. So just go ahead and duck down if it's freaking you out. I'm going to pull this out so that we can buff everybody after we summon them all in. He's kind of freaking me out right now. Can't tell if he can actually see me. Alright, let's go ahead and summon the jellyfish, summon Yura, and then we're going to go in and take down the dragon. Hit OK. Wait for Yura to come in, actually. And then once he does, use the buff. Oh, he sees us. That's not good. Go ahead and buff the jellyfish and run, because he's going to pull his fire. It's a bummer he saw us. Go ahead and drink your flask. Then we're going to run up behind him. Oh, he hurt the jellyfish pretty bad with that fire. Oh, jeez. Close. Go ahead and unlock. Oh, no. Oh, he hurt the jellyfish. It's okay. Well, Yura's going to come in and help. Go ahead and fill my flask. Unfortunately, that didn't go as planned. Oh, I missed his face. This isn't going too well. There. Torrent? Oh, yeah. Forgot, when you summon Yura, you can't use Torrent anymore. Forgot about that. It's the only downside to it. So yeah, Yura's in the fight with us, but we cannot use Torrent. Come on, Yura, where you at? And start giving them some charged attacks, trying to see if we can build them stagger. Some strong attacks at least. He's gonna blow some fire. flasks left. Slam. Ooh, that was very messy. That was our first dragon down. I was gonna bow to Yura, but he disappeared. And we get another dragon heart, just like we did for the other one. Uh-oh, got a glitch going on there. And then we get a new dragon available at the communion at the church that we're gonna go to in just a minute here. Well, not just a minute, we gotta clear out some caves and catacombs first, but there is a cave that we'll clear out that'll take us to the church. And we actually have been to a church that we can get some dragon spells from, but like I said, it's got that knight walking around there. And we're not powerful enough to fight him yet. He'll tear us to shreds. So go ahead and just grab all the goodies that are on this island. And then over here, we have a crab, but I'm going to go sit at a grace first and refill all my flasks. And then we'll come back over and grab any goodies on our way to a tunnel. So yeah, it's a pretty difficult fight even with the summons in. But you just stay near his feet, and as you can see, like, if it's just got its head poked out there, then kind of low to the ground, you can go up, give it a jump attack, stuff like that. But go ahead and sit at the grace, and then we'll talk to Yura. He's got a little bit more dialogue for fighting the dragon with us.
There you are. That was my first dragon hunt in quite some time. Paired up with a hothead like you, it was just like old times. Now that you've so impressively felled that dragon, there's something you should know. The heart you brought back. It's used in dragon communion. If you should find yourself overcome by hunger for the heart, yearning for its strength, then seek the decrepit church on the little island off the western coast. You must not forget, though, those who partake in dragon communion will one day shed their humanity. Their hunger for dragon, their yearning, only worsens until the floodgates burst, unleashing eternal torment. The strength of a mighty dragon. Magnificent, but deadly. It's no surprise that dragon communion is ruinous. You must not forget, though, those who part their hunger until the floodgates burst.
And that is the end of his quest for now. Okie dokie. Oh, Caden Warrior. See if I can get his armor. Hey, buddy. Can I have your armor? Please? Oh, you guys. This has been a pretty good episode for farming stuff that I've been wanting, so go ahead and put on this guy's armor, because I just dig it too much. Oh yeah, look at that. That is sharp. I love their armor set, but I'm going to go ahead and switch to some greaves. I just think it looks better. Yes. Let's go. Alright. Got the grave scythe and the armor set. Right on. If you guys can see me right now, you see the big smile on my face. I do like that green coat, though, that we found, that I've been wearing. Yeah, so unfortunately, that didn't work out the way I planned. The dragon somehow saw us, so I guess you gotta be quick in summoning Yura because it's too close to the dragon. Or try and wait until the dragon is facing the other direction. I thought he couldn't see us, but apparently he could. So with that being said, kind of surprised this is back up. It's interesting. With that being said, the jellyfish usually can shoot some poison at the dragon and get it poisoned. So don't be afraid to use the jellyfish. It unfortunately, just caught the first attack it did was a flame attack, and the jellyfish just caught the brunt of it, so nothing I can do. poor jellyfish. But there's a crab over here guarding some flowers, so let's go ahead and take him down. And, yeah, laugh at me. Alright, let's go ahead and throw some bombs at this guy. I think we can sneak up and give him a... Yeah, we can. Oh, nope. I don't know what's up with these guys. Guess you can't sneak up on crabs. Could have sworn you could. Or at least there's some that you can. Alright, so grab these. On the way over is going to be another crab that's going to pop out at us on the way over to this tunnel. So just go ahead and as soon as he jumps out, give him a jump attack and then do the weapon art. See, this bloodhound thing's making quick work of these crabs now. The world. Oh, I hate those guys. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. I threw a bomb at him. That's not what I meant to do. Still kind of worked. Knock it off. Alright, let's go into this tunnel. So you find a lot of smithing stones in tunnels, and every single tunnel that you go into, you want to get in the habit of, instead of going down the elevator at the start of the tunnel, come over here, swipe off on the corner, and check to see if there's ledges to jump down to. So go ahead and put the elevator down so there's not a big hole down there you can fall into, and then just go ahead and jump down onto these ledges. Almost every single tunnel has these ledges at the start, and usually there's a goodie hiding inside. So this one, there is a Gold Rune 4. But most time there's smithing stones. And then there's going to be ledges for you to jump all the way back down to the start of the dungeon. And then always be checking the walls when you're inside of a tunnel. Always be checking the walls for smithing stones. And I'll show you one when we finally see it. The smithing stones look very weird, but they're up against the walls. Alright, let's go ahead and sit on down. Just gonna take a look at my Ash of Wars real quick, make sure I got everything where I want it. Excuse me. Kind of want to showcase Flame of Red Mains, maybe. Just trying to think of which weapon I should put it on. I haven't upgraded that yet, so... Okay, I think I'm going to use Flame of Red Mains on the boss coming up, just to showcase what it can do. And actually, I'm going to give myself one more flask for FP, because Flame Red Main's probably going to eat up my FP in this battle. So go ahead and duck down and leave this guy here. These guys, as long as they're working, they won't see us. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to work our way back up. So if we drop down here, there's going to be a guy that will see us. Where is he? He's right there. But as long as this guy doesn't aggro, that's the guy that we kind of want to sneak back up on. So this guy right here didn't see us. He's just sitting. So we're going to sneak our way back up over here. These guys, as long as they're working, they will not aggro you. We're going to crawl up to this guy and repost him. Now the guys with the backpacks on, if you throw a firebomb at them, they will explode. Now these guys will get up if you take what they're, you see how it says acquire material? What he's working on right there, that little yellow stone, that's a smithing stone. If you take it, he will stand up and aggro. But instead, we're just going to give him a critical. As he stands back up, just go ahead and give him one more swipe. That's a smithing stone. So that's what they look like. They're up against the wall. You gotta check all of the walls as you're walking around because you'll see them. It's not always just what they're working on. Sometimes they're just in the corner. And sometimes they're white. The somber smithing stones are white and the regular smithing stones are yellow. So just check behind crates and wood and stuff like that, and then we'll drop down here and repost the guy that was taking a nap. And be careful, because a bunch of rats, as soon as you go far enough into that little tunnel right there, a bunch of rats will come out and start attacking you. So just be careful for a sec. Go ahead. Yep. Oh, they already came out. Oh man, I hate you guys so much. Yeah, the rats are almost as annoying as the dogs, but they're not as fast. Let's go ahead and repost this guy. It's the only thing that the rats, you know, that the dogs have up on the rats, that they're way faster. But otherwise, the rats kind of have like the same attack animations and everything, so they're pretty annoying. Okay, so we're going to go back down the hallway where the rats were and grab the goodie that's down here. And come on back up this way. That's a dead end, so we'll go down in here. And sometimes there's multiple levels to these tunnels, so you just gotta, again, come over here, check the side to see if there's any ledges, and there is. So we'll go ahead and jump down to check for any smithing stones, but go ahead and, again, send that down so that there isn't a hole down there that you can possibly fall into in case you mess up your platforming. Go ahead and jump down, and we will check to see if there's any smithing stones on the wall. Oh, as you can see, there's a little secret right there. So we're gonna jump down and go back up the elevator and jump down onto that cliff right there. First, I'm trying to remember which way the boss was, whether it's that way or this way. Let me go check real quick. Just checking the walls for smithing stones. Pretty sure this way is to the boss. Oh, no. Okay. So this is the way that we don't go. So the boss is actually on that little secret ledge, but we got some dogs over here that we don't want to fight at once, so go ahead and pull them on out of here. Oh, gosh. Oh, I hate you guys so much. You knock it off. Stop it. Can't stand them dogs. Just can't. And you know, when you play this, you're gonna experience the pain of the dogs as well. So just checking in corners to see if there's any goodies. Doesn't look like there is. Cover, repost this. So he's got a backpack on. I'm just gonna show you what happens when you throw a bomb at the guys with the backpack on. They just explode. They take massive amounts of damage. There's other ones that have actual glowing red ones, and those guys will blow up, but these guys just take massive fire damage. We're gonna come back here to make sure there's no, oh, see? Gotta come back in the corner to check for these little smithing stones. That's what you need. And that's what all the signs down on the ground were pointing towards. So now we're gonna go back up the elevator and jump onto the ledge that'll take us to the boss, which I believe we gotta face this way. So as you come up, just jump on down. Oh, I'm sorry, it was the other way. Okay. There we go. And the Stake America, just in case you die at the boss, it'll bring you right back here. So you don't gotta go through all that and platform down again. Okay, so got some guards that are patrolling. One over there and one over there. So we're just gonna wait for them to turn around and walk the other way so we can go up and repost them. Or actually, I'm gonna make a few more fire bombs. Because I believe a couple of these guys have some glowing. Yep, so that one has a glowing one. So I will show you what happens when you throw one of the fire bombs at one with the glowing backpack. Okay, so that one's got a glowing backpack too. So I'm gonna wait till this guy kind of gets close to the one with the glowing backpack, and then I'm gonna hit the one with the glowing backpack with the bomb, and it's most likely gonna blow up the other guy too. So while that's happening, we're gonna go down here and get this loot. Check the walls. There's no other stones. So just waiting. This guy's painfully slow. Let's go ahead and lock onto this guy so we can hit him with a bomb and show you what happens. Just wait till he gets right next to his buddy. Oh, he was out of range. See if we can do it with this one. Wait till he runs towards us. Did it hit him? Yep, it hit him. See, I knocked him on the ground. So, yep, you can make an explosion with the guys that have the glowing red backpacks, but you gotta throw a fire bomb or hit him with a fire arrow. But it's a pretty little nifty tidbit. Okay, so this guy also we can blow up with a bomb, but I'm not going to do that. Well, I'll go ahead and hit him with a fire pot, but I want to show you what happens if you take the item that they're working on. See, I can walk up to him, walk right in front of him, and he doesn't aggro, doesn't even see me. But as soon as I take the item, took his item that he's working on, now he's angry. So go ahead and blow him up. Let's head on down to the boss. And then, of course, we got another elevator. So, as always, check the sides right there. Let's go ahead and knock it on down. And jump on down. See if there's any goodies. Sometimes there's not. And it's just, you know, but you see right there, there's an item. And there's a smithing stone, too. So, jump on down. Grab this. Most likely a rune. Yep. And just grab this somber smithing stone right here, which is why it's white. So that's why we always check the sides in the elevators. Every time you come to an elevator, especially in a tunnel, check the sides. There might be some secrets or some goodies. And check to see if there's any stones or things. Nope. Alright, so this boss is a familiar sight. We have fought plenty of them, and the reason that I made you guys fight them early in the game, because we're going to have to fight one right here. And I wanted to see how Flame of Red Mains fares, so I'm going to go ahead and summon for this guy. I'm going to do the doggos just to make things secure, even though, as you can see, it's a troll. You know, we fought in plenty of them, so I'm going to, I'm going to go ahead and buff up right now. And then this time I'm going to remember to actually drink the flask so that we can summon the doggos. Eat our pickle, and let's go in. First thing we're going to do is summon the doggos, and then I'm going to show you what Flame of Red Mains can do. This is the Ash of War that's on my katana right now. So, run on up to the troll, wait till he either gets aggro to the dogs or here at the doggos, but that fire damage came from me. What I just did there, that was Flame of Red Mains. So let's do another one. Look at that. And the Flame of Red Mains just staggered him. Just in 4 Flame of Red Mains, just 4 bursts, and it staggered him. It does absolute insane stagger damage. As a matter of fact, they nerfed it. It used to do even more. It used to do like two hits, and it would do a stagger to like some of the most intense bosses in the game. So they actually had to change it. It took 4 to stagger him there, but it blew out into a pretty wide radius too. See how far out it goes? And it was just doing some vicious damage to him. So that's Flame of Red Mains. So very, very good Ash of War. Alright, let's get on out of here. Tunnel down. So we'll take that off, and we took out the dragon. Whoops. Apologies. Alright, and so the next fight that we have is a little intense. And it's not going to be too much fun. It's going to be a little bit like the Tree Sentinel, but a little bit less chaotic. But those little knights on the black horses that we've been seeing, we're finally going to fight one. Hey, it is nighttime, so he's probably out. Yep, there he is. So, I'm actually going to give Flame of Red Mains a try. I was going to do Unsheath to try and stagger him, but I'm going to see how well it reaches and how well it does against him. Ooh, we are almost at a level up, so apologies. We're going to have to go take out a few Vulgar Militiamen just to grab that level up real quick. And then at the end of the episode, we're actually going to hop over and cheese the other one that is on the bridge. So we're going to take out 2 of these guys in one episode. So just making sure it's nighttime. Okay, so there's 4 or 5 of these guys. We're good. And I'm going to take out these 2 because they have the saw that I want. Let's see how Flame Red Means does. Ooh, look at that. That's insane. That nearly took him out in 1 hit. That's absurd for this level. Wow. That's some vicious damage. These guys must not like fire. I gotta check to see if this has critical. No, just 100 critical. That's amazing. Yep, so we'll go ahead and we'll trick that Knight Rider down there into jumping off the bridge that he's on. It works pretty easily. Shouldn't take too many tries. But he's going to be a rune dump, and that dragon on the bridge over by the side of Grace right behind us, he's going to be a rune dump. And then the Bell-Bearing Hunter will also be a rune dump. So those are the bosses that we're going to take out early in the game so that we can utilize their runes for some early level ups. I don't know what this guy's doing, but he's doing it. Oh. Ooh, that's close. So, like I said, I always try to just go up to the birds if I just need to do a couple. Just because, it adds up, you know, and grabbing those toxic mushrooms and stuff, we're going to need them for poison pots and different items later, so it's like just really useful to go grab this stuff real quick. I'm going to flame red mains these birds. Sorry, birdies. Each feather is really bad. Alright, so now we got enough for a level up and buy some poison arrows. Oops. Nighttime. Nah, he's still gone. Okay, let's do a level up. So we finished the dexterity, so trying to get strength back up to 20. So go ahead and yep, we're just gonna go down the path one at a time. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to hold off on Vigor. Our Vigor is high enough at the moment. Because I'm going to do 2 Vigor and then 1 down. But right now I really want to get Strength, Endurance, and Mind up. So I'm going to start going with that because we need to get to 100 FP so that we can summon this Knight. So I'm going to put a couple of points into mine. I'm going to try and get up to 15 and Endurance up to 20, Strength up to 20. And then we'll start working on Vigor and Faith. Down, spawn our merchant back in. There you are, buddy. Let's buy some poison arrows.
Back unusual this.
As many arrows as we can buy. That all adds up. And sooner or later we'll just be completely stocked. Okay, let's go fight our first Knight Rider. Stop calling them Knight Riders. They're called Knight Cavalries. Or Knights Cavalry, I should say. So, I don't know why I keep calling them Knight Riders. So, make it nighttime. And then we're going to go up and take out the guards that are sitting next to the bridge. Because if we don't, then they will get mixed up in the fight. And you don't want that. So, stay away from the Caden Warriors and the bats up over there. Just run down on the road. Now, unfortunately, with this fight, there are a ton of sheep. It's actually better if you go through this field and take out every single sheep before the fight, because you will, as you're fighting, just lock onto the sheep. Even without auto lock on, it still lets you toggle between enemies. And because these sheep are out here, it's just, yeah, you'll eventually, as you're fighting the Knights Cavalry, whether you like it or not, it'll just lock onto a sheep in the background. And then all of a sudden, you don't have your lock on him anymore. So it's much better if we go through and just take out all the enemies that are around so that they do not get in the way. And all of the animals too. And then don't worry about the Caden Warriors. We're not going to go that far that way. So we should be good as long as we just take out all the animals that are around here. I think that's all of them. Okay. Okay, we're good. Oop. He sees us, so go ahead and duck down. We do not want to start the fight with these other soldiers in there, so go ahead and duck down so he can't see us. We'll aggro the soldiers with some darts. Alright, so we're going to wait for the Knights Cavalry, painstakingly slow, to come back around so that we can run up behind him and start the fight. Give him a nice little kick in the butt with some fire. So until he does, let's go ahead and turn this on, get our items situated. Not going to be throwing any darts at him, so let's go ahead and get rid of those. A few more fire pots. Alright, we are good to go. So let's buff up. Drink our flask. And here we go. Go ahead and run up behind him. Run up until we get to him. Pretty close to him. But we don't want to get across the bridge because then the guard over there will see us. So let's go ahead and just run up and give him a flame red. That did not reach him, so throw a pot. There we go, that reached him. So that only hit his horse, but that's okay. So roll forward so that that doesn't hit you. And it's just like the Tree Sentinel. We're just going to be waiting around for openings to hit him. So wait until he swings. Go into him, hit him. When he runs up like this, you can go ahead and hit him. Flame red maybe? Oh no. Locked onto an animal. That's the bad part about this. Roll forward. That's not like the Tree Sentinels where you can roll backwards and roll with him. Oh, it does have a push with his horse. Oh, dodge that. So what's going to happen with these guys is we're going to take out his horse first. Oh, we got him. Couldn't see what he was doing. Oh, that hurt. Heal. And when he falls off his horse, we're going to repost him. And you have to step in between his legs to repost him. So go ahead and roll forward on this one. It's a delayed swipe, and you cannot roll backwards with it like you did with the Tree Sentinels. But you can do that. You can't roll onto the other side of him like you do with the Tree Sentinel. And when his horse slams down, give him a Flame of Red Mane. And his horse is going to fall. And then we're going to repost him. And then he's going to do a couple of swings, and then he's going to summon his horse again. And then his horse has full HP, so unfortunately, that does happen, but once his horse falls down, we can give him a good repost, and that does a ton of damage to these guys. But until then, you gotta roll with that. Oh, you got lucky. And see, I'm locking onto birds behind him. That's not good. Let's go ahead and wait till he comes back up and hit his horse. And now he's down. Got to walk up in between him and reverse. Look at that damage. And as he stands back up, we'll go ahead and just give him a hit. That is our first Knight's Cavalry. For that, we get Repeating Thrust, which is actually an awesome Ash of War. I use that to fight a boss named Melania that we'll get to much, much later in the game. And it is very, very good, especially for spears. So, go ahead and take this guy down, grab his smoldering butterflies. And now we're going to do our second rune dump of the game. I was debating going through the caves first, but how much time? Oh no, we got plenty of time. Let's do the caves first. So we're gonna do all 3 of these caves and go down to the Church of Dragon Communion, and that will be all of Limgrave. So let's go ahead and just hop on into it. These next caves and catacombs are very, very short, extremely short, just like the Patches one. All right. Go ahead and switch back to my Bloodhound Stone for this fight. So in this cave we got some wolves, and then we got a Beastman for a boss, and he's pretty intense. Go ahead and make a bunch of pickled turtlenecks. He's pretty intense, but once you get his patterns down, he's just as easy as the NPC that we fought, Anastasia, the Tarnished Eater. So he's not too difficult. But in here, I'm gonna pull the bone darts back out, because we are going to be pulling these puppies up here one at a time, hopefully. Wow, this cave is extremely bright. I'm so confused right now. Normally it's not this bright. This is so weird. I didn't mean to throw bombs, I meant to throw, bone darts. I promise you, I'm so confused right now, because normally this cave is pitch black, even with the lantern that I have. It's usually just completely pitch black, even when you come up to here. So I'm just really blown away at how bright it is for some reason. So come down over here, and there's going to be a puppy right next to the boss door. So let's go ahead and take this poor guy down. And there's going to be a few more laying on the ground over here. Let's go ahead and take them out before they can get up and hurt us. We'll go ahead and go around and grab all the loots. So there should be a cracked pot, I think. Yeah, boy, cracked pot. No smithing stones in here, but got the cracked pot and some cave moss and some silver fireflies. It's good enough. And a cool room. And a glowstone. Fireflies over here. And we are done with the cave. Told you they were short. We started with the longer ones for Limgrave. Alright, so let's go ahead and buff up. There's really no explaining this guy's patterns. He's got a lot of them, but he's gonna do, he's gonna yell out and do a 4-swipe combo that you just have to let it play out. And then once it's done, actually this guy is actually a good chance for you to practice guard counters on. So let's go ahead and do some guard counters on him, because his attacks and the endings on them are very telegraphed and easy to walk into, and just give him a guard counter. So let's go ahead and chew up a turtleneck, drink our flask. Go. And he's gonna spin. Oh, missed it. Jump. Turn. Now he's gonna start going nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he's done. Okay, return. 1, 2, and then return. Dodge this. Sweet. 1, and then 1 more. Right there. Oh. 1, 2, and you can return. Now he's gonna do his little combo. 2, 3, 4, and up, and bam, and return. So the sword is just making short work of him. So, like I said, just hold your shield up, and it's gonna be a big one where he actually closes the distance. You just gotta roll at the last second. He's gonna poke forward and then spin around. I'm not sure why he's not spinning. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more. 4, and then you can return. And close the distance. See, that one's vicious, but it's delayed. And then swing, and then he's going to spin around. 1, 2, and then you can return. So his patterns are simple enough. You just be patient with him, keep your distance, keep your shield up, and you should be okay. Or you can really just kind of rush at him and just start swiping at him with the sword, you know, and stagger him a whole bunch. He's actually a pretty simple boss. I think this is the first cave that they actually think that you're going to go into. And the talisman that we got was just a fire protection talisman. So that cave is done. Let's go on over to these catacombs. Oops. Okay, you're going to want the shield out still because we got some imps in these catacombs. A proper death means returning to the Erdtree. Have patience until the time comes and the roots call to you. Okay, so right over here we got some imps immediately. One's going to jump out, I think. Yep, there it is. That always happens in these catacombs. Gotta be careful of what's around the corner. Don't throw stuff, dude. Let's throw stuff. Ow. Ooh. Literally have a knife sticking in my face. Oh, Lord. Okay. Should probably get that looked at. Let's go on down here. Wait a second. Did I miss something? No, okay. Grab this grave glovewort, and we got some imps up here that we gotta kind of need to pull off by throwing some projectiles at. There we go. There should be another one. Oh. Oh, there he is. So this one actually won't come down. We need to go ahead and just take him down with some bombs. Should be some more. Yep, there's one right there. So go ahead and hit him and he will come down. Get off. There's one all the way up there, but I'm not sure we can aggro or reach him. Yeah, I don't think we can, so I think this is all. There's none in here, I don't think. But there is Grave Violet. And some Grave Glovewort. So grab that. And then we're going to go ahead and go through here. Hold your shield up. Because of stuff like this. Like right here. That's why you always hold your shield up. You just come around corners and there's always something fun going on. Alright, so this is the first time that you experience one of these little traps. So it's spitting fire all the way down the hallway. It's usually the sign right here to tell you where your projectile weapon required to hit the T-trap. So give them a good rating because that's true. We're going to pull our bow and arrow. And we're just going to launch one straight in through the fire all the way down. And I hit that, and now it caused it to go in. So if we come over and we hit that again, it will rise back up and start spitting fire at us. So you can't fight near it because hitting it will cause it to come back up. There's another one right there, but there should be a prattling pate over here. Our first prattling pate. And if you're wondering what that does, and they all sound creepy just like that. So go ahead and leave this one down. And then we're going to go pull our bow and arrow out. And we're going to do this one too, so we can traverse. Now, there is a trick. You see right over there, there's a ton of these guys. There's like seriously 5 or 6 of these guys in that room. And you can just run, come down here, and then turn around and shoot that and have the fire just toast them all. But sometimes that's really more trouble than it's worth. I thought there was one that drops down here, but I guess not. Also, these guys can climb up ladders. So even if you climb up the ladder running away from them, they can chase you up the ladder. So these guys just suck. That's all there is to it. So go ahead and knock them off the wall and just pull them in here one at a time. I thought he was cool because he jumped. Should be some in the corner or up on the wall somewhere. In case you're wondering how that message got up there, it's because they got on top of that and then hit it and then stayed on it as it rose up. So where are they? There it is. Hey, punk. Didn't miss that time, did I? There's one over here. There's yet one on the wall right there. I'll repost you just because you guys are so annoying. I think that's all of them. Yes. Okay. So, yep, a lot of those guys in here. Grab the butterflies and the glove wart. And we'll head on over to the ladder. There's going to be one directly to our left and one directly ahead of us. We're going to go ahead and hit the one that's ahead of us with a dart. Have him come towards us because the other one won't wake up until we move around the corner. Oh no. Alright, he's gonna follow us down, so there he is. Yeah, these guys don't give up. They'll chase you for a while. They'll climb ladders after you. They're vicious. You're gonna want the shield out to deal with them. There's one right there. Go ahead and give him a charge swipe. Pick this glove ward up, and then we're gonna come over here. There's one more room with some goodies and some more jerks. Why'd you knock it off? There's still some more in here, so. Just always got to check the wall when you come in here, especially behind you. And we'll grab some Wandering Noble Ashes, some more Spirit Ashes. Most of the Spirit Ashes are just kind of for lore and story. A lot of them, you know, they don't do too much. They don't help too much in combat. But then there are some of them that are just vicious and make your life a lot easier. So, thought I heard a guy crawling around. We're going to jump down here over to the boss lever and a grave glove wart. I could have sworn I heard somebody running around, but I guess I'm just hearing stuff. That is the end of these catacombs. Now the boss that we're going to fight is very parryable, but I'm not going to show you how to parry them. This sword's going to make quick work of the boss, so it's not going to be too difficult. Oh, we got plenty of flasks, so we don't need to go sit back down, but if you need to, run back up to the Grace and then just ignore all of the guys over there and just run by them and run on down to the boss room. So this boss has a ton of poise because it's basically a statue, and it will not stop its attack animations for anything. As soon as it starts an attack animation, it is going through with it. It hits hard, very, very hard. Now it is parryable, but its parry timings are split second and pretty aggravating to catch. So I'm not going to try and show you how to parry it because you will struggle trying to parry this. Once we get better parry tools and you've had some experience, I will show you how to parry them because we're going to see a ton of these guys in the game. It is a dog that looks like a cat for some reason, so you're going to think it's a cat, but it's not. it can spit fire out in a circle around it, so you just gotta back away or run around it when it does that. But mostly what's going to do is it's going to just rise up in the air and start slamming its sword down, and it closes the distance very, very fast on you. So you have to roll at the last second right before it comes down. This is going to hit you a bunch. If you summon the dogs, it's going to destroy the dogs very quickly. So we have to just go in, and once it's distracted by the dogs, just start hitting it as hard as we can. This sword is going to make quick work of it. It hits hard, but it does not have much health. So I'm not even going to waste a pickled turtleneck on it, honestly, because it's going to be done in just a second. We'll go ahead and drink our flask. Give ourselves a little buffy buff. And head on in. There it is. Summon the doggos. And so it's going to hurt the dogs pretty hard. See, it hits hard, but it also, as you can tell, there's the jump in the air and then a slam. Oh, it's gonna hit me. Oh, yep, got me. Oh, and it can close the distance hard, so dodge. It's gonna keep doing it until, just wait until it stops. It'll move its sword. It's holding its sword a certain way, and then once it's done, it'll do it. And then we staggered it. Lost a dog. Yeah, so. Thank you, doggos. We get noble sorcerer ashes for that. So that's those skeletons that keep shooting us with little beams of magic. Now we got some of those. We can summon our own if we want. Alright. Just getting it on done. Now let's go down here. Oh, stranded graveyard. I forgot we gotta put a sword over that because we have not done that one yet. What are our runes at? So we can go ahead and finish this last cave. This is the one that we had Bach in. Oh, we took out that narrator. Alright, you guys, look at this. We've cleared out almost all of northern Limgrave. So let's go down to the coastal cave and we're going to help our buddy Bach.
Oh. What are you doing here? You must leave this place at once. They'll rush in and beat you to a pulp. You'll end up just like me.
This will not stand, you guys. They hurt our friend. They will pay. That's for Bach. There's a big guy with Spike Club down there, so let's go ahead and hit him with a bomb. That's for Bach. That's for Bach. That's for Bach. Hey guys, that's for Bach. Hey, those rickety shields are decent parry shields if you haven't bought one yet. That's for Bach. Alright, so this fight is intense. We're already done with the cave. As you can see, we got a summon sign right here. And they gave us another summon. So this guy's Old Knight Istvan. It's an NPC. It's not another player. First time I summoned him, I thought he was another player. So, they give this to us because we are going to fight 2 Demi Human dogs. So, they're pretty big. They are kind of on the same intensity as a big rat. But they have knives and they do really fast combos. And their knives have blood loss. So these guys can be kind of a headache. Now the problem with it is that there's 2 of them, and they're both surrounded by about 4 or 5 demi-humans, like the ones that we just fought in here. So there's about 10 enemies in total in this boss fight, which is why they give us a summon. Now, there's a little bit of a trick behind it. Is as soon as we go inside, on the side here, we can walk around this pillar, and there's going to be the first Demi Human dog. And then over past that fire right above my head is the second one. Now, if we keep the fight right next to this fire pit right here, that second one will just stay asleep. But if we go anywhere near it, anywhere near that fire, it's above my head, it'll aggro the second one, and then he'll join the fight too. So you can fight these guys one at a time if you keep the first one over by the boss door. But if you go too far that way, then he's going to see you. So what we're going to do is we're going to summon him. We're going to go in, and we're going to throw a bomb over at the one that's to our left from here, so that we can get him to come over here and fight us, so that we can fight these guys one at a time. So let's go ahead and summon Old Knight Stefan. And I believe you can still summon, even if you summon a cooperator, you can still summon Spirit Ashes in the fight too. So as soon as we go in, we'll summon the doggos too, just to make it a fair fight. But let's go ahead and buff up Old Knight Stefan. So you see, it not only buffs you, but it buffs allies around you. So let's go ahead and drink a flask, because we have to summon the dogs. We'll go inside. Summon. Oops, did not mean to do that. That is a total bummer. Let's go ahead and summon the doggos. Unfortunately, I drank a flask, so that was my last flask. And we'll go ahead and go down over here, and there's the one that's sleeping. We'll throw a couple of. There we go. Get it to come over here. And the other one has not aggroed yet, so we're good. Let's go ahead and fight the big one. Remember, if you take out the big demi-humans in a group, then the little ones will stop fighting. So don't even worry about the little ones, let him take care of them. So we took out the first one, and now we can go over and take out the second one. And there's the second one. See, now the Demi Human Chiefs are down. Watch what happens. They cower. And they're scared. And they give up. Sorry, doggos. Doggos, leave them alone. I can't unsummon the doggos. Unfortunately, the doggos are going to stay until these guys are gone, so I'm going to just put them out of misery. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. If it wasn't me, the doggos are going to tear you apart, so I apologize. I know that's sad. And then Knight Esteban took off too. So there's a couple of fireflies in here. Go ahead and grab one of the tiny little loots, and do not teleport out of this dungeon. Once you are done, we're going to remain in this dungeon. Do not use the little blue light to get out. And so you notice that we got a sewing needle for defeating that boss. And I'll show you what to do with that in a sec, but go ahead and come on up through this little cave. We're going to run into a couple of demi-humans. Just give them the what for. Now we are on the island. Right across there is the beach. Here we are. We're on the island that I looked over and told you guys we'd get to eventually. So got a couple of loots in here, and then a church for the Dragon Communion. So let's go ahead and grab the loots first. Should be a smithing stone and a scarab and a couple of plants laying around. Now we're just trying to get crab eggs from these little guys. That's why I'm taking them out. These crab eggs are used to make some pretty cool medicine later on. It'll help us in some areas of rot and fun stuff like that. Birds are pretty slow to respond, so they're pretty easy to take out, but the tear scarab should be somewhere around here. This one was down here. Maybe I'm thinking of a different church. My apologies. Like I said, there's so much information and so much in this game that sometimes I get these things a little mixed up, and I apologize. It might be a different church. Let's see. Go ahead and grab the grace right in front of the church. Oh, it's doing this thing again. It's so weird. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do that because of... Is this a goat? No, it's just a regular sheep. That's so weird. I don't know why I was doing that. It was acting like I was in combat for some reason. Anywho, let's go ahead and go around the church and then we'll go into the church. That's what we always do when we get to a church. Go around it first. Look for loots, look for plants, look for anything. Any goodies that could be around. I think the tear scarab is down there. Yeah, I can hear it. I knew there was a scarab on this island. Okie doke, let's go sneak up on it. Grab these row of fruit. You guys notice the ship out there? So I guess what used to be on this map, somebody found an old version of the map, and there used to be a sea creatures with their tentacles sticking out in some parts, and around a bunch of wrecked ships there was, like up over here, I guess the original artwork had a bunch of sea creatures and monsters around it, but I don't think we can see anything. Oops. Yeah, I don't see any creatures out there, just the wreckage. That's what the telescope does. I don't think I showcased it yet, so let's go ahead and sneak up onto this guy and give him a good old Bloodhound's finesse. There we go. So I'm just put these down. And we'll come back on down here and grab any loots, and then head back into the church, and I'll show you guys how to get your first dragon spells in the game. Which I honestly do not think I'm going to be using. I might. We'll see. I'll play it by ear. I might use some dragon spells, but the dragon spells scale with faith and arcane, and I'm not too sure if I'm going to rebirth or try that out this playthrough. So we shall see. Depends on whether or not I might find the dragon attacks useful for the particular fights that I'm in. But aside from that, I'm not going to make this build center around the dragon spells. But if you're going with faith and arcane as your damage stats, and you're just doing base requirements for your strength and dexterity, then yeah, dragons are going to be where you're going to get the bread of your damage, and your spells are going to be around. Let's come on over here. Ritual of Dragon Communion. So you just click on this. It's kind of just like a shop, only the spells are dragon spells, and they cost the dragon hearts that we've been picking up. So we have 6 right now. So you can see you need 15 faith and 12 arcane, so I do not have enough arcane to cast any of this stuff. I will eventually get them, just so we can read. Actually, can we read the... Oh, we can. So I'm just going to read these here because I might not get them later in the game. But if you do, we'll just go ahead and read and tell you what they do right now. One of the incantations of Dragon Communion transforms caster into a dragon to spew flaming breath. Charging extends duration. Incantation of those who have hunted dragons and feasted upon their hearts. Theirs is a pure and overwhelming power. And it says that for every single one, but this one is transform caster into a dragon to tear through foes with the dragon claws. Allows for one follow-up attack. And then this one came from the big dragon that we took down, the one that was glued to the ground. Transforms caster into a dragon to bite enemies before them. Oh, actually, no, this one isn't for that one. I apologize. That one, that the other church has a roar that came from that big dragon that we took down. But these are the only 3 that you can get here. They each cost 1 dragon heart apiece. This does some pretty good fire damage. So this is from the Agheel. Or no, this isn't the... So there's going to be a... I would wait on this because there's going to be a secondary one to each kind of breath. So there's fire breath, rot breath, and then glintstone magic breath and ice breath. There's 2 different versions. This one right here, and then there's going to be one called Agheel Fire for the actual dragon that we fought. You have to get that at the other church. So wait and hold off on this. These 2 are physical ones. This one does a bite, and this one does 2 slams down with a huge dragon claw. They're very, very slow and hard to pull off. You have to have high dexterity, high faith, and high arcane to really get these at a smooth rate. So the dragon spells, they're really hard to utilize because they're slow and they leave you vulnerable. You can be knocked out of it while you're in the middle of casting it by anything, even like an arrow or just a bone dart can knock you out of it. So they're powerful, but they're hard to pull off. And if you're going with faith and arcane, then these are going to be the most powerful spells in the game for you. Not these 3 particularly, but the dragon spells, I mean, are going to be the most powerful for you. So I'm going to hold off on getting anything for now. Don't think there's any sacred tears in this church. Yeah, there's nothing else. Just the Dragon Communion. Nothing over here. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Bach. Take this off because we're done there. Take that off. Let's go talk to Bach again. Hey, buddy. I'm back.
Oh. What are you doing here? You must leave this place at once. They'll rush in and beat you to a pulp. You'll end up just like me. Wait. Is that what I think it is? You got it back for me. My sewing needle. What made you go and do a thing like that? My mum was a seamstress, and that sewing kit was all I had to remember her by. I always wanted to be just like sweet old mum. Then I suppose I can't just curl up and die, can I?
And now we have given Bach the encouragement that he needs to go out into the lands between. No, Bach, you cannot curl up and die. We'll see you later, man. Alright, you guys. The only thing left that we have in Northern Limgrave is the Stranded Graveyard, which we are not going to do until we take out Stormville Castle. Once we're done with Stormville Castle, we're going to come down here as the last thing that we do in this area and take out the Stranded Graveyard. What we're going to do now is, at the end of this episode, before next episode, we're going to start down in the Weeping Peninsula. We're going to start clearing out all the caves and bosses down there. But to end this episode, we are going to cheese this boss. We're going to trick him into jumping off the bridge, and then we're going to eat a gold pickle foulfoot and obtain the runes that he gives us for level ups. I am grabbing these fireflies real quick because they make magic pots that do awesome damage, and when I switch over to the intelligence side of things, these are what I'm going to be using to, instead of fire pots. So I recommend that every time you come over to this area, you pick these up. So let's go ahead and make it nighttime. Now, you used to be able to run up the hill, and this guy would stop chasing you, and then he would spawn back down at the bridge, and there would be no bridge there because it wasn't in your view, and he would die. But they fixed that. So there is still one way to get him to fall off the bridge, though, that I'm not too sure if the developers know about, because they tried. There was another way that people have been using, and I think they fixed that. But this way, honestly, I figured it out myself. I knew that you could get him to jump off, but this one took a while for me to figure out. So the first thing we're going to do is put on our gold pickle falfa. We're going to go over to it so that as soon as he falls off, we're going to eat it. Every time a boss dies, it gives you enough time to eat a pickle falfa. You have to do it immediately, but it'll give you enough time. Now, I'm going to show you what to do before he comes back over. So we're going to wait until he aggroes, and then we're going to run up this and jump onto this cliff. And then we're going to turn around, and he's going to run around and come over here and try and jump attack us. We're going to jump up onto this ledge right here, or just onto the bridge, and he's going to fall down the cliff. So let's go ahead and wait until he sees us. He sees us now, so he's going to come charging in a sec. You don't want to get hit by this guy. He will take you out in one hit. Alright, let's go. So go ahead and just jump on over. Oh gosh, he made it. Go ahead and jump up here. And if he comes around, go ahead and jump down. Never seen him make it over though. Yeah, usually he just does this. Yeah, he comes around. So wait till he comes around, and you want to have him jump attack. So go ahead and jump up here. He might try. There we go. Oh, nope. Oh no. Wasted a pickle falfa because I thought he was going to jump. Usually he'll jump attack right off the cliff. Come on now, buddy. Hopefully he does this before my foul foot goes off. Don't worry, he's not stuck. He's gonna do an attack in a second. Hopefully. Oh, of all the times. There we go. And for that, we get a good chunk of runes, you guys. 54,000. Look at that. And Bloodhound Step. Now I'm going to discuss Bloodhound Step in the next episode. At the beginning of the episode, I'll read through all the items picked up in this one. I'll discuss Bloodhound Step to an extent because I had to change my entire strategy and the entire way I approached the game because of what they did to this Ash of War. This Ash of War used to be just unbelievable, and it was what I used to get through my very first playthrough. And I was going to have us immediately, before we even took out the big dragon, I was going to have us take this guy down so that we could get this Ash of War. But unfortunately, this game can be updated. You know, it's kind of a live, living, unfinished creature as far as a video game goes, because they can make changes to it, and they give us updates, and it's ever evolving. And so because of that, they heard the player base making so many complaints about Bloodhound Step just being way too powerful that they went ahead and nerfed it. Nerfing it means that just what it sounds like a Nerf gun is a pretty weak and peaceful gun. You shoot somebody with a Nerf gun, it doesn't hurt at all. So when players say that they nerfed something, they mean that they made it weaker and they lessened the power that it has. And then if they buff something, then that means they made it stronger. So unfortunately, they really, really nerfed Bloodhound Step to the point where it's just not even worth using anymore. So I'm going to show you what it does, and I'm going to explain how you can still get some use out of it. But for the most part, it's not even worth using anymore. And I was going to have you guys use it as sort of training wheels for this game to help you guys get some confidence, because that's what it did for me. It really boosted my confidence. I think if I hadn't have accidentally took this guy down and got Bloodhound Step, I would have given up on the game in the first week. So that's how good Bloodhound Step is, but unfortunately, not anymore. So I'll show you guys what it does. I'll show you how you can still get some use out of it, but it's not what it used to be, unfortunately. So no longer awesome to get early in the game, unfortunately. But we're not going to run up here because you see these little spike balls. Those are all poison bombs. There's no items up here to get. It takes us up to the field in which we were farming all of the Vulgar Militiamen. So there's no reason to run up there whatsoever. You're just going to get attacked by Vulgar Militiamen, and you're going to get poisoned really quickly. So let's go ahead and go back here and level up. Well, I guess I'm going to head to the Grace that we're going to start the next episode at. Nope, I lied, because we're going to buy some stuff, so we're just going to go to the first merchant that we need to. And then I'll end the episode at the Grace that we're going to start the next episode at. Alright, let's level up. Alright, got my strength at 20. And so now we're just going to start working our way down. So, yes, alright, that's good. So now that we got this up, we're just 1 or 2 level ups away from being able to summon the knight that we got. But, so yeah, now we're just going to go 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. We are trucking right along, you guys. Right along. So let's go spend the remaining runes that we got.
Always.
As always, going to buy a couple of these. I'll buy 30 this time. I'll go buy some poison arrows. And so we got 2 more big rune dumps. We got the Bell-Bearing Hunter right here. Keep forgetting that I need to stop making it at nighttime when I come over here. So we're going to cheese this guy. I'm going to show you how to beat him in an easy way, I should say. But I'm also going to show you how to fairly fight him. And the dragon on the bridge is no different than the dragon that we fought at the lake, except for it's just stronger. It does the same kind of fire breath attacks and foot slams and everything like that. So we're going to instead attack him with arrows. And that's how we're going to take that dragon down.
Back already. Unusually this...
Alright. So I'm really happy with the item acquisition that we had this episode. Got some good stuff. Really good stuff. Got lucky. Very, very good RNG this episode. And so, starting next episode, we're going to start at the Bridge of Sacrifice to start a quest right here. Let's go ahead and teleport on down there. We're going to talk to that girl that we passed the first time we came down through here at the start of the next episode, so... I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I needed to cover before we move on into the Weeping Peninsula. Pretty sure I got everything. So, just to let you know what we're going to do moving ahead. We're going to save this Catacombs for last, because the boss fight in it is just absurd, and if you do not have the attributes to use this weapon with this weapon art, then you're going to die. It's just, the boss fight was not thought out very well, and it doesn't matter what you summon. If we don't have enough FP to summon that knight, even with the knight, it's still going to be just an absurd boss fight to get through. So we're going to save that for absolute last, and we're going to take out everything else in this place. So I'm going to show you the progression that we're going to go into. We're going to start right here. Then we're going to go down. We're going to fight just everything in that camp. And we're going to grab that Ash of War that was right here. And then we're going to fight the Knights Cavalry. And then we're going to go up in here. What we will do is we'll clear out the Catacombs, but we're just not going to fight the boss yet. We'll come back to the boss after I feel like I'm absolutely sure that you guys have the materials needed to beat what's in there as far as the boss goes. So we will clear out, whoops, no. We will clear out the catacombs. Stop it. And we already got the memory stone from here, and we fought the Onyx Lord that was in this little field with the gravity guys. Then we're going to hop up on these runes and come over to this tower and clear this tower out. Then after that, we're going to go back to this Grace. We're going to go up this hill, and we're going to go into this town. We're going to grab some incantations. There's a little cliff down in here with an incantation that will grab a lightning spell. And then from there, we're going to go up into these woods. We're going to clear out all the woods. There's a cave here with the boss that's not fun. And then we'll come down in between these two cliffs, and there's a tunnel down here. We'll clear that out. And so once all this is cleared out, we head up to this church. We're just going to make our way down around here, and then go to this Erdtree and fight our first Erdtree avatar. And then we'll take out these catacombs. And then from here, this is just where that walking mausoleum is. So there's nothing really important, just a random grace right here. So instead of going down that side, we're going to go down the west side of the Weeping Peninsula. And there's a ruins right here. There's a boss right here. There's a cave right here. And there's a church and some more ruins. And then we're going to clear out the beach, grab any goodies that are there. And we'll come up into here and clear out this tower. It's there's nothing in the tower for us to grab. I'm just going to show you what it is and what it does and what it's for and where it takes us. And after we've done all of that, we'll come back to this Grace. We'll come down here and we'll fight a boss. We'll go over and clear out any of the loots that we didn't get from the Poison Swamp, and then we will go in and complete Castle Morn. Once we complete Castle Morn, we're going to come back up and fight Margit the Fell Omen. After we fight Margit the Fell Omen, we are then going to head into the next land area to start grabbing some smithing stones, weapons, ashes of wars, and so there's some really good loots that are going to help us go through Stormveil Castle. Because Stormveil Castle jumps up in difficulty. It's like the boss right here, you're supposed to fight him at about around level 40, 50, and then level 60 is what you should be at before you go into Stormveil. Otherwise, you were just going to get torn to shreds and have a very, very miserable time there. So, that is the plan moving forward. It's probably going to take us a few episodes to get through everything in the Weeping Peninsula, and then after that, we are done with Limgrave. I mean, we are just making some progress, so once we're done with Limgrave, we'll head over to Stormveil. But before we actually go into Stormveil and finish it, we're going to come over here and fight the dragon that's in this tunnel so that we can get a weapon for dexterity magic users that is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So, that's going to do it, you guys. Let's go ahead and yep, I think that's about it. So, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys, got some good help out of this guide, and I hope it's helping you get through the lands between easier. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment. If I don't know the answer, I will find you the answer, I promise. I'm not a big enough page that your comments will get buried, so I will see everybody's comment. If you have any constructive criticism as far as content creation goes, please, feel free to let me know. I ask that you be kind and not toxic. Just saying you suck doesn't really help. But if you do have actual constructive criticism on how I can make this series better, whether it's the quality, sound, everything, please let me know. I'm always looking for mentors and people with information that can guide me, through this, because this is all new to me. But I'm loving it. I'm excited. So thank you, and as always, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.